Episode 116 of the Blathering. A little hot on camera today. A little hot. Not hot as in sexy. Hot as in I cranked up those lights a little bit. I like playing in the dark if you watch the YouTube show. I imagine some of you are just podcast only listeners of the Blathering, and I respect you. I really do. Episode 116 of the show overall. Deep breath. This is our pre-Thanksgiving Day edition, which means I think we'll have a little less of our regulars around because people have lives. People have families. People go do things on the holidays. I don't. One of the many great things that Grace and I share in our relationship is we're both not big on holidays in terms of big family events. So tomorrow, it's a run to the hot bar at a grocery store. Love some hot bar food. And then it's maybe some Lord of the Rings. And then definitely some football. My Miami Dolphins. Prime time tomorrow night. So there you go. People checking in live here on the show. We got a good one coming up. Like I said, pre-Thanksgiving, we got a Thanksgiving poll. We are going to talk about my toilet. We're going to talk a little bit about the world and finding thanks in a time of angst. Look. It seems pat, it seems like a platitude, but I think we have to do that. I think we have to center ourselves. There's a tough road ahead for everyone, and some worse than others, and we take care of ourselves. And let's do that this week, okay? Let's do that this week. I'm very excited. Within the half hour, if everything goes according to plan, I'll be introducing a new segment here on the show. My buddy Mike Beatrice. Some of you might know Mike Beatrice. He a comic writer, and if you're an old school Schmoes fan, he appeared on the shows. He was on Jedi Alliance with me at one point. He was on Schmoes. And he was a regular contributor for schmoesknow.com. Remember websites? Remember when you go to websites? Mike Beatrice coming in for a new segment where Mike and I are going to talk about the world, politics, social issues. And this week, Mike's going to help us get through the holidays with your family. If that's a problem. Not everyone has that problem. You might be one of the people out there going, Ken, you're a grump. You're a grump. But, man, I like hanging out with family. I like 5-hour dinners. I like falling asleep on the couch watching the Lions lose. I like doing all of that. And I've had that too. There were some big, wonderful family Thanksgiving events in my childhood, my youth. I don't have a problem with it. Over the years, I've just moved off of it. It's not even big for my parents. I joke, but about 3-4 years ago, before the pandemic, so about 5 now, which is crazy to think that that's the time frame on the pandemic, the height of it, I should say. My mom called and said, announcement, I've canceled holidays around the house. You and your sister don't need to come back home. I'm not cooking a big meal. We're not gathering the cousins. Your aunt's not coming by. No holidays. I don't have the energy. I've done it. I'm over it. And we're moved on. So I think I have a little bit of that energy. But working at the mall for 17 years, dealing with Black Friday, Thanksgiving and Christmas were like my two only days off during a 6 to 8 week period of time. The holidays in retail, private security, and just the retail environment. And to me, Thanksgiving, Christmas Day, it's just, it's a breath of fresh air. It's a calming feeling. I don't want to cook. I want to go get food. If it's Carl's Jr. or a hot bar or Thai food or Del Taco or 7-Eleven, where this week I'm cashing in my over 8,000 7-Eleven points and getting myself an entire pizza. An entire pizza at 7-Eleven for 8,000 points. And I have almost enough for 2 whole pizzas. I don't know if you can cash in both pizzas, but I'm going to do it. I'm going to cash in one this weekend. So a lot of comments coming in. I'll catch up with that. If you've got a super chat, super thanks, you want to donate to the show, I'll occasionally throw up this little QR code. If you're watching on your desktop, you can bring up your phone. That as well. You can do tips. Why am I saying that? Well, I want to get myself a Christmas gift. But seriously, take care of yous and yours first before you support this show. You just being here is part of your support. YouTube channel members, though, if you do become a member of this channel, or a Patreon supporter at patreon.com/KenNapzok. You get to call in. Jared the TIE Pilot's going to be calling in soon. I can already see him, and I don't even know if he has a shirt on this time. Quite frankly, We don't even care. We're just glad he's here. We have Ken Bloom coming in here saying, get yourself some pie. Oh, yeah, we're going to talk about the pie. RJ checking it out on Facebook. Hey, old buddy, how you doing? Happy Thanksgiving to you, RJ. Steve here says, first I'll talk our reference. Do we drink at 3 or 5? It's up to 5 now, okay? Shape Take is checking in from Finland, 3 a.m. in Finland. Hey, I was up till 2 in the morning last night. I was up till 2 in the morning. Yeah, you heard me right, Romo. Lions lose. I was up till 2 in the morning. I'm very thankful for the employment I do have. I want to be clear about that. It's been a weird. I have to kind of sometimes occasionally remind them to pay me. And we know when you're living not even check to check, when you're like crashing that plane Harrison Ford style into a golf course to make rent or get groceries or any kind of those things we all deal with here, and it's probably going to get worse. It's frustrating. So I was up stressed last night. Spoiler, taken care of today. We're good. Going to make rent, kids. Now, don't even have to cash out the remaining stocks or cryptocurrency I have. I have about $23 in cryptocurrency left, a various amount of it. Various cryptos from about 4 or 5 years ago when I thought maybe I could strike it rich too in a span of 2 weeks. Didn't have to cash it in. We're okay, so don't cry for me, Argentina. But I was up till 2 in the morning. The other thing that kept me up in the morning is my goddamn toilet was running. And James Holm comes in again, gifting 5 more memberships to the channel. Really, really appreciate that, James. We really, really appreciate that. So, a couple weeks ago, I noticed the old potty, the old toity, was flushing fine. Things were working, but the refill was taking some time. And, I'm not a handyman. I'm not good at it, but more than not good at it, I believe I'm not good at it. It's truly a mind over matter thing. Now, some people have skills. Some people have skills in other areas. Like I can't swing a hammer. Like Josh McCougar will tell you. Kenny No Bothers can't swing a hammer. My dad, very handy, could build things, has a shop. He can make wood things and metal things, and he builds his own speakers. He builds his own ping pong paddles. He's great. I don't have that side. And I tell myself I don't have that side. So I have to put the call out to Gondor for a lot of handyman problems that I think other people could just fix. And Grace has some handyman skills, but she's not going to get her hands dirty. I'm the spider remover. I'm the trash taker outer. Fair enough. So the toilet was started running, I should say, because it was refilling slow. And then I pulled the top off yesterday, and I kind of was fussing about it. The flapper's working, the chain's working. That's relatively new, been replaced. We're good. And then I noticed if I pressed that, and I kind of turned something, and that did it. Laser bolts to jiggle the handle. I jiggled the handle, did all of it, and something happened. Whatever I did, it wouldn't stop running. So it's the holidays. We do have a handyman on call. Our landlord has a guy. It's just a guy. It's not even a company. It's a guy. He's a good guy, but I didn't want to bother him. He might not even be around. And then now I've kind of messed up the toilet. So at 2 in the morning, I didn't even sleep. To not keep Grace up all night, I slept on the couch, which just messed up my back. And I'm miserable. I don't have money. I'm not sure if I'm going to make rent. My toilet's running. I hear it. And I could get it to stop if I went in to press down on it. But I researched it. I was on the couch 2 in the morning watching videos. God bless YouTube. God bless you. I shouldn't be doing these kind of shows. I should be doing here's how videos. And found a couple guys. Found a great guy. I think his name's Roger Wakefield. He's in Texas. And look, man, he helped me. His video helped me. But I do say I hesitate to call attention to his channel and advertise it. He's from Texas. I know people from Texas. A lot of different kind of people are in Texas. But this guy had the look that I'm pretty sure he's great at fixing toilets, but he only wants certain people to use certain toilets. You know what I mean? He just had that look about him. But his videos are great. I'll give him that. And I watched it. I studied it. And today, I went to the DIY store. It's called DIY. I don't know if you have it in your neck of the woods. It's like a bargain basement Lowe's or Osh or whatever those places you got nearby you. Picked up the part, picked up the fill valve, because I troubleshooted things. I took apart things. It's like, I think it's the entire thing. Let me tell you something. Big Lou, are you out there, Big Lou? Take notes. Take notes, Big Lou. I fixed the toilet. I am a golden god. I am a golden god. I fixed the toilet. Took me 10 minutes. Only had to mop the floor a little bit because I turned the water back on about 2 seconds too soon and some water came out of the pipe when I refilled. Big Lou, take notes. Big Lou's Clubhouse. Are you subscribed to Big Lou's Clubhouse? Because he does do wonderful how-to videos. He's got the internet down right. I fixed my toilet. Scotty says, does Ken watch Always Sunny? It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia is next to Curb Your Enthusiasm, my favorite, and Gilligan's Island, my favorite show of all time. I don't do Charlie work. Scotty, but I do know bird law. And in these troubled times, I'd like to offer you an egg, Scotty. But I do love it sunny. Bador is here. Bador is here for all of you old school Cat Knapsack Twitch fans. God, my lights are really too hot tonight. Sorry, that's my fault. For you old school Cat Knapsack 2018 Twitch fans, here's my original Fortnite coach. Ken Bloom will tell you that he took over, but Bador is my original Fortnite coach. Bador, I just checked my stats the other day. I have a 62% finish in the top 10 for my entire Fortnite career, going back to 2018. 62 to 64% of the time, I finish in the top 10. 14% of the time, I win. I was deep in my stats yesterday on Fortnite because what else am I going to do with my life? Shape saying, old school fan reported in. I love when old school fans report in. I sometimes forget that they exist, and because it's 2018 is ages ago in the internet. 2012, 12 years ago. Ken Plume says he's New Testament Fortnite coach. I taught you to love. I think that's true. Bador taught me to carry the right kind of weapons. I still don't listen all the time, Bador, but I'm there. I'm good. All right. So we're hanging in here soon. Soon we're going to get our buddy Mike Beatrice in here. I'm waiting for him to check on in. Could be now, could be about 5:30, and we're going to do a new segment. My friend Mike is going to be on the show regularly. It is a camera for him. I want everyone to see his beautiful face, all right? And we're going to do a segment here. Mike's going to help us get through happy times, happy holidays when you're stuck with the family, if that's your thing. 8984M says, I couldn't drink in 2018. Okay. Making me feel old. I got apple juice today. Bador would yell at me to not carry all ARs. I'm better at it. All right, we got some questions coming in. When Mike sets up, Mike Beatrice is going to be here shortly. He's setting up in the green room, and we are going to have a new segment here. Mike's going to be a regular contributor to the show. Let me check on that poll. But first, Scotty J. Rowe, check out the Bomb Badcast, okay? Scotty and Jerry came on Force Center last week. We did a great over-hour discussion on why we love Jar Jar Binks. Great discussion. A lot of people loved the episode. Got people talking. Check it out. Scotty asked, favorite song from Siamese Dream. We're talking about the Smashing Pumpkins. So let me see. I'm not a big Smashing Pumpkins fan, but I do like their stuff. So I'm refreshing myself here. I think it's Today. Yeah, I think Today. Chair Brock is good too, track 1. Yeah. I think I'm going Today for that one there, okay? And it wasn't that I wasn't a fan. Like I said, I do enjoy them. And one of my favorite musicians and singer-songwriters, Ginger Reyes at the time, I forget her married name now, but Ginger Reyes, who was in Halo Friendlies, was the touring bassist with Smashing Pumpkins for years, replacing RC. All right, let's check the poll before we get Mike in here. The poll is up on YouTube. If you're watching on Facebook or on Twitch, hi, by the way, you can just put your poll choice in the chat section. I asked, what's your favorite Thanksgiving food item? 22 votes are in. You can only put 4 choices. I wish YouTube could let me put a little bit more choices. All right, so keep that in mind, because I think that sets up a winner. But I put the options as the turkey, duh, taters, mashed, baked, whatever, general taters. Most times it's going to be mashed. But you can have some scalloped potatoes. I love a baked potato. I love taters. Stuffing, which I was going to add like stuffing and cranberry sauce, but I put stuffing. I know there's a lot of stuffing people out there. And then I put weird other options. All right. I put weird other options, and that is leading right now with 23 votes with 48%. And that could be anything. Mac and cheese, bread rolls, gravy. For me, it might be gravy, because no matter what is on my plate, gravy is going over it. Vegetables, stuffing, cranberry sauce, any of that stuff, it's going to get covered in gravy if I'm getting it. If I'm getting gravy, cranberry sauce, some of those options there. AJ checking in on Facebook says ham with pineapples. I'm down with that, because you guys know I love pineapples on pizza, and that's Canadian bacon and pineapple. So I'm down with that. And then 8984M says turkey if done right, otherwise some weird side. Kingsport Cal says, I didn't see chitlins on that list. Kingsport Cal, that is your section. Okay, that is a reserve a vote for you there. All right. Bador, though, traveling stateside, she's here stateside, I believe. It says tomorrow's her first Thanksgiving. Excited to eat so much food. There you go. Jared's answer is potatoes, and Marjo says mash them, boil them, stick them in a stew. All there as well. Great answers. I saw Vermont Mike said best Thanksgiving table item, cranberry sauce. It's not my favorite thing, but I bet if I was in Vermont, I bet I enjoy a nice cranberry sauce. So, there you go. And AJ speaking my language. Excuse AJ. That's I reversed it in my mind. Sometimes I tell you, my brain it does things. RJ. No RJ from years back says pineapples on pizza is a must. RJ speaking my language. Scotty asked, Ken, do you see your family from? I missed the opening 5 minutes where I was starting to actually, to be fair, I didn't finish it. Mike Beatrice coming up here in a second, folks. I have had great family events. For a long time, I did. Whether I was a kid or even when I was in town, when I first moved to LA, my uncle and aunt were in town, my cousins, everything. But I don't do that. My mom and dad don't do that. My mom canceled the holidays. I, especially working at the malls during Christmas for 17 years, Thanksgiving, I like the silence, and I just don't like the forced nature of it. I don't like, and by the way, I want to be clear about this. I tried to be nicer because people got upset when I went on my musical theater rant on Anytime a couple weeks ago. If you like something, you stay on that. Don't let me push. I'm not here to push you off. But the thing I detest almost more than any other thing in life is Friendsgivings. Do you want to come over to Friendsgiving? No, I do not. I want to watch what I want to watch on my TV. I don't want to put pants on. I want my own bathroom, especially if I fix my toity. And I don't want to bring a casserole. I love you. We have 363 other days in the year to do this. Christmas and Thanksgiving, just because we're all stuck in the same town, we're not hanging out. Not doing it. No Friendsgivings. Bador says, Ken, want to come over for Friendsgiving? No. I've been asked. This year I was asked. Really good friends of mine. People you know and love. You want to come over on Thanksgiving? No. I'm not going to play nice anymore. I'm just going to tell the truth. No. And as far as families, it can be a little tough. It can be a little tough right now in the world, which is why we are going to bring in my next guest here. He is making his debut on the Blathering, but he has been here on my channels before. Many things, because we go back 20 years. It's crazy to think. 20 years. He's checking in. Mike Beatrice. I think his mic is muted, but we're going to get this going. Just press your, there he is. Mike Beatrice dad, Michael Beatrice. How are you, my friend?
It's good to see you. Happy ANGST-giving. ANGST-giving.
Thank you.
It's a good one. I'll invite you out, but we'll have Thanksgiving dinner at Noggles. We'll drive down to the South Bay and find one of the last Noggles, and we'll see if they'll make us some turkey tacos.
That's all I need. That's all I need, man. Just you, me, tacos in a car. Let's do it. Let's do it.
Love the poll. Love the poll.
Yeah, let me check the poll. 26 votes are in, Mike. Weird other options are leading the clubhouse right now. What do you got?
I went with stuffing, but I wanted to tell you that I think in the recent election, if we had the one ticket, the other ticket, and then weird other options, I think weird other options would have carried the day.
Not quite third party, but just
right.
You know,
bag. Play the field.
Play the field. Else. A write-in vote. Spud McKenzie. Maybe a couple votes for Spud McKenzie would have got us through.
Right.
I don't know.
I think that would be fine.
Lord,
and congratulations on your 7-Eleven 8,000 bonus points.
Oh yeah.
Didn't appreciate the bragging there, Mr. Rockefeller. I'm GoFunding a 7-Eleven pizza as we speak. So congratulations on your rewards points.
Look, it's taken a couple years of me saying when they say, "Do you want to use your points?" and I go, "Oh no. Oh no. The closest I had was like 20,000 because I was gathering the points, but I wasn't on the app. You know, like one day the owner of the 7-Eleven I go to was like, "Oh, get the app," and I don't like using. You know, I don't necessarily believe in the Book of Revelation anymore, but I don't want to use anything that seems like a mark of a beast. So I was like, I'm not going to pay with my phone.
Sure.
And then during the GPA days, 2021, we'd go there every day. And then one day I looked down, I was like, what's the app do? And it was like, you could eat like a king, Ken. Redeem your points. So it's a good thing.
Good for you.
Very good thing.
Treat yourself.
As I said up top, Mike Beatrice and I really, truly do go back 20 years, Michael Beatrice. Yep. That's a weird number.
It is a weird number. It's it's especially alarming because 20 years ago we were already adults. It's not like we met when we were kids. So I don't want to do the math.
I always say there's kind of that feeling like I moved to LA in 98, so I meet you 2003, 2004 or 5 range, right? That era. The Room 5 white boy comedy days. You were one of those new people I met in my new city, right? Like I had my friends from home and everything. I've now known you longer than I lived in my hometown.
Wow.
But there's that weird mental divide of, oh, Mike's one of my new LA friends.
Yeah. And now that you mention that, the same is true of me because I lived in Swampscott, Massachusetts consistently for 14 years. And now I've known you for 20. Wow, that's going to keep me up tonight.
Yeah, I was up last night on that toilet thing. Now that I fixed the toilet, it's going to be that I've known you and Chip Dornell for 20 years. We are going to do this segment here, though. This is something that's going to happen on the show going forward here when we're going to try to get Mike on. He's one of the smartest, funniest, most insightful people I know, putting the pressure on him. But, Mike, we wanted to talk a little bit about the holidays, home for the holidays, surviving holidays with the fams. Yeah. And what do you got for us here? What are we talking about?
Well, first of all, I outsmarted Thanksgiving this year. I am divorced, and typically you would say, "Oh, wow, Mike, that sounds rough." But it turns out there's a lot of silver linings to divorce. One of them being that I don't have my kids for the rest of the week. I had them last week through Monday night, so my Thanksgiving was Monday.
Oh,
and it's over. And we had a big weekend. We went to see Santa at the mall when even Santa was surprised we showed up. and
Oh yeah.
then went to Sprouts to get a pre-made holiday meal, and there was nobody there.
The hot pot.
And we were done with Thanksgiving like early evening Monday. It's over. So I've cracked the code on Thanksgiving.
First of all, this is like you. It's almost like me saving up 7-Eleven points for years. You're like, horrible divorce. I don't like that. But here's the benefits. Save it up, kids. Save up your points. I also love, you've got some great advice built into the segment. If you out there in the audience have kids and you need to do the Christmas photo and you're going to go to the Santa Mall, go to Santa on like November 1st. He's sitting there twiddling his thumbs, playing Candy Crush. Everyone waits to December 24th, and then people like me have to tell you the line has ended and you want to fist fight me. Mike, you're smart.
Yeah. And I'll tell you, I saw something at the there were a few people at the Santa thing. And I think it's going to feed into our segment about how to survive Thanksgiving with your extended family. So we're all there, and pretty much everybody's wearing, matching outfits. We weren't doing the matching outfits, but we had like, flannels and Christmas stuff and whatever.
Good.
It's, I can't be bothered to match.
I love you more for not matching.
Right. So this one family comes in, and the wife's dressed, she's cute. The kids are cute. And then the guy comes in, and he's one of these, like, this is a guy that'll fix your toilet, Ken, right?
I need this guy.
But he won't be happy about it. No, you don't need this guy, because he's wearing a Trump shirt to Santa. But it's not just a Trump shirt. It's Polar Express, but it's been co-opted. It's the Trump Express. And then the little caption is steaming over or running over liberals since 2016. And you can see the furtive darting glances around the room. And it's like, look, do whatever you want. God bless you. They seem like a nice family, but do you have to bring that into the Santa line? Can we have a few minutes where that's not the world? It was,
To quote, paraphrase and misuse pig vomit from Private Parts, you have soiled the sanctity of Santa.
Right.
Though,
I mean, we're like 4 to 8 years away from two Santas, one for half the country, one for the other half the country. And there's two lines, and it's maddening.
I absolutely think you're right about this. I think there is a view of Santa that is not unlike the view of white Jesus. And then you have the malls, like look, 98% of the malls are going to hire a jolly white dude that can barely pass background checks that needs a weekend gig. Got it. But then there's one mall every year that does the like, hey, we hired a black Santa, and the entire community comes out with pitchforks. I think you're right. We might be heading to a two Santa future in this country.
And I don't care. Just whoever's got the shortest line. My kids will tell you what they want. We take the photo. We get out. I don't care what you are.
And yeah, and the thing about like, and this ties into probably you go where we want to go, but this ties in a little bit to the home for the holidays with those. The part of the game with these fans of the false prophet, as I like to call him, are they're counting on you not saying anything to the disruption they're causing. They're counting on, I'm going to wear this co-opted Polar Express, Trump Express shirt, and I know that I'm going to get looks, but ain't no one going to say something. So maybe we have to all stick it to the point where we just start saying something. I don't know. That's when you start flinging the mashed potatoes at them.
Yeah, I mean, it's no one's minds are getting changed tomorrow at Thanksgiving dinner. And I almost think it's a setup. I feel like anybody on the extremist, whoops, sorry, my alarm went off. On a normal day, it would be time to pick my kids up at school.
But they're out on the street for a living. Try to make
they're resourceful, builds character.
Black diamond, yeah.
So anybody that brings up that goes MAGA tomorrow, I suppose it's true for any political lane, but anybody that starts that stuff at dinner tomorrow, they're looking to get you. They're looking to draw the foul. And I almost think it's war games. The only winning move is not to play. Now, there are some things that might be so objectionable or people might come at you. And then by all means, like, do what you got to do, stand up for yourself, fight the good fight. But if I was going to Thanksgiving dinner tomorrow, and I have a lot of experience with family Thanksgivings over the years, my goal is to get out of there peacefully.
Yeah.
I was raised Irish, Italian, Roman Catholic in Greater Boston in the 70s and 80s. So if nobody throws a drunken, wild haymaker tomorrow, it's a win. That's the bar I come in with.
I think living with those titles in Boston during that time, Mike, I'm just thankful you didn't die in a car bomb accident.
Yeah, well, I lived in the suburbs. You know. I'm glad I wasn't related to Kennedy's and getting driven across
Bridges.
Vineyard. Yeah. But, so for everybody tomorrow, the goal is self-care. Whatever you need to do to get through the day to feel okay. And for most of my life, I would have said that involved a flask. And God bless you. You need to take a flask to Thanksgiving, have a Xanax just to take the edge off. I support that. But by and large, I would treat tomorrow like going to a work party. Like you don't really want to go, but you have to show up, and you're going to have to talk to some people you don't like, but you don't want to get fired. And my overriding mantra in life, and it's not always possible, is to, and this is what I've learned at 53 years of life experience, Ken, let the problem be the problem. Don't become the problem. Because, you know, people like the Santa guy, the guy with the thing, if anybody had made a scene, that guy was waiting for it, then it's a commotion. We all walked away going, can you believe that guy? But, you know, if I had done something and it had gone poorly and my kids are there, that becomes the story. I'm the problem. So, and again, there's a threshold for everybody. There's a barometer. But just for tomorrow, it's going to be, just treat it like it's normal, extended family bluster. And you can treat it like the Tyson Paul fight. It's all for show. It doesn't count. And it's kind of sad.
And hopefully you'll make
and you never want to
much
see
money.
it again.
Yeah, and you never want to see it. No, I think this is great advice, Mike. I think you really touched on a chord here. The self save, like you are there to preserve yourself, and that might mean there's a time where you stand up for yourself, or groups that are othered, where there's a line that's just crossed. That might be part of the I'm going to clear my conscience here and drive home knowing I did the right thing for another group or myself, or like you're 100%. Saying the work party. We're just going to slide through, give the gift of socks, have the food you want, still some seconds, and don't let them, like you said, draw the foul. I think you're absolutely right to turn it to sports here. That term to me, draw the foul, is about someone draws the foul that they caused. They put their hands up going, look at this guy, and the flag's on that guy. Don't draw that flag. Don't draw that flag.
Right. Now, just to extend the metaphor, I get it. At some point, you need to throw the elbow. So it's whatever self-care is, if you get into it tomorrow with anybody, make sure it's your choice and not their choice. And you always have the eject option. There's no law that says you need to ride the whole thing out. Yeah. You know, you can say, I got to go. I don't feel well. I have something else to go to. I have a second dinner. You can always flee the scene for self-preservation. And I would encourage people, no matter what, to have something waiting for you at home, like have a second dinner, have a dessert, and you can always get out of there and go do that, or just know you got that waiting at home for you. You can come home, you can nuke that Hungry Man Thanksgiving dinner, you can watch Charlie Brown Thanksgiving on TV, you can go see Wicked in the middle of the afternoon tomorrow and sing your heart out, because I don't know if anybody else is going to be there. But you know, there's a million ways to care for yourself, whatever that looks like.
That's the big advice, and I agree with that. And I love this. I was just rewatching Andor and the Star Wars show, and Marva, Cassian's mom, saying, you know, he's trying to get her to run away and get away from the Empire, and she's trying to say, you can't run away. And I have gone to a place. I have gone to a happy place. It's my mind. They can't get into my mind, no matter what they do. They can't get into my mind. And that Thanksgiving dinner tomorrow, for those that are in a bad situation. Self-care, I think Mike's advice starts with that, but also go to that place in your mind. Is it a Happy Gilmore happy place? Is Julie Bowen and Carl Weathers, the late Carl Weathers there? Maybe that's what it takes. But get home, and I love what you're saying. leave something back, a trail of crumbs back to your own happiness at your own place.
Yeah. And look, here just to play the other side of it for a minute. If you really, here's the nuclear option. If you need to blow up Thanksgiving, and Ken, I think you've heard me flaunt this idea before. If you just can't stand it anymore tomorrow,
yeah,
when everybody circles up around the table and they're holding hands and they say grace, you take a knee. You hit the ground like Colin Kaepernick and you sit that one out. At that moment, you're going to hear about it, but Thanksgiving's effectively over. So if that is the emergency, break glass, fire all rockets. If you need to blow it up, that'll do it.
I love it. I love it. I think you're right. No minds are going to be changed tomorrow. I think if you need to dish out the mashed potatoes to your, MAGA uncle, the mashed potatoes aren't going to teach him about the tariffs that he doesn't really fully understand. You could charge him 25% more for the potatoes. But I love that. I love that. Take a knee. Take a knee if that's what it needs to be. Blow up Thanksgiving. Get on out of there and preserve your own happiness. I think this is great advice. Anything left on the table here, Mike?
I just if I don't know where everybody is in the country. It's it's getting late on the East Coast, but wherever you are, if you've got nothing better to do tonight, I just want to share that back from my days when I was a professional bartender and a professional barfly, that tonight I have found is one of the sneakiest, best nights to be in a bar. Not St. Patrick's Day, not New Year's, Thanksgiving Eve, because you got a few things going on. People with nowhere to go. People with too many places to go tomorrow and they're dreading it and they just want to get out and have some fun. And people visiting from out of town. And I have found on Thanksgiving Eve, there's a lot of mutual, like orphan Thanksgiving going on. It's a fun place to be, safely, responsibly, all of that.
Yeah.
But Wednesday night can be a fun night before Thanksgiving.
I agree with that, especially if you're in your hometown. I don't travel up for the holidays to my hometown, but if there was a couple times, like 2014, I remember 2015, I was up there and did exactly what you said, Mike. Local bar, Wednesday before Thanksgiving, couple old friends in town, no one in there. I kind of want to do that, like a 22 short stories of Springfield. I want to do 22 short stories from a hometown bar on the night before a holiday.
That would be great. Or like a 200 cigarettes. That would be fun. Hey, I want you to know, Ken, I am grateful for you, and you made my morning gratitude list today. Right in there.
Thank you, my friend. We're going to do more of this. I appreciate you. Longtime friend, first-time contributor. How about that? We'll do the play of the old radio.
Appreciate it.
Everyone, don't forget to follow Mike on Blue Sky. Is it Michael Beatrice Dad or Mike?
It's Michael Beatrice Dad on Blue Sky with 11 followers. It's Michael Beatrice Dad on Threads with 300 followers. And then on the, I'm still on the evil place, but I don't recommend that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm still taking up space there, but like
Instagram. Instagram's fine, and I have
Instagram.
I have a comma in my following number there.
That's a good spot. But build up Blue Sky. Let's get Mike built up on Blue Sky. Michael Beatrice Dad on Blue Sky. Find him there. Mike, when you're ready, we'll bring you back. All right. Thanks for checking
so much,
in, buddy.
Ken. Happy holidays.
All right, you too, buddy. All right, Mike Beatrice, everybody. Mike Beatrice is one of the best that I know and have known for a very long time. Happy to have him checking in for the show here tonight. We'll be doing that from time to time. Your comments are great there. I was catching up with them. And Laserfeld says, yes, I tend to bar for over 20 years the night before Thanksgiving. It's wild and fun. There's that too. Mike and I are talking about maybe the quiet, reflective, here comes the regular kind of vibes, like a replacement song. But then there is the everyone's in town and it's crazy. I've had those nights too in my hometown as well. Jared backs it up as well. Jared, the Dark Jedi, still here. He is 100% right. Thanksgiving Eve is one of the best bar nights of the year. Some of the best nights bartending were tonight. I didn't know you were a bartender, Jared. We're going to have to get you on the show soon. You're one of the more fascinating characters I know out there. You are multifaceted, my friend. I love that there. All right, we got some calls. He's been waiting patiently. Oh, and I don't even know if he's got a sweater on. I don't know if he's even got... if he's got a cape, maybe. I don't know. Jared the TIE Pilot's here. Hey, buddy, how are you?
You make it sound like I'm sitting here tits out in your face here. You know what he's seeing, folks? My shoulders. That's what he's saying. That's all he's saying. There's no, not even cleavage action. It's beard and shoulders.
Look, man. I like your shoulders. All right, I like your shoulder. Laserbolt wants that. Laserbolt wants that. And Steve says, "Oh, we need green room previews." Yeah, that's what I think. Oh, also say hi to Wendy and Dustin, the movie couple. Check it in. Subscribe to that channel too. Two of the sweetest sweethearts in the world. There, I'll have to get Wendy and Dustin on this show as well. All right, Jared. First, you have to answer the poll question, my friend. Which at 31 votes, favorite Thanksgiving food item. I'll run it down here. Turkey, 23%. Taters. All kinds, 16%. I'm surprised at the taters coming in at 16. Stuffing, 26. Weird other options, 35%. It is a big category, so I'm not surprised at that. Where do you fall on this?
I did other, though. Taters are like the super close second. But my weird other is for our family. My mother does a broccoli casserole. So she's got the broccoli with cream of mushroom soup, Swiss cheese, and Ritz crackers. Does the whole bakey thing of it.
That is an underrated, a green bean casserole. I'll just say this. Casseroles on a holiday, I think they get a bad rap. I think they're misunderstood. And I really like that you put that in there. I like a good green bean or a broccoli veggie casserole.
Yeah, no, it's very, because I don't normally eat a lot of broccoli, but that's you put cheese on it and
yeah. Laserbolt's speaking my language too of the crispy onions on top of a green bean casserole. I love them crispy onions. Wonderful stuff there. Well, Jared, how are you doing, man? I know you've been kind of going through it. It's the holidays. Where do you need to go tonight, and how can we help you through it?
I've been, good days, bad days. Though I did think of a fun, distracting question because my precious Bruins are on right now, and they're doing better. They just fired their head coach a few games back, and we've had an intern for the last 4 games. So it's
interim
an interesting
coach.
time.
Yeah,
but he's doing better.
What was it? Was it someone from the staff that they're like, let's give him a chance for 6 weeks because no one really cares, or is it like, let's bring in an old retired coach to just hold down the fort? Is it a Ron Howard coming in to save Solo?
No, it was a staff pick in house.
Okay.
Yeah, but my thing is because hockey's my sport, but you watch more than me, especially with the football and baseball. Here's the thing: Bruins' main goaltender, guy named Swayman, he got signed. Big off-season drama with his contract. He was a free agent, whatnot. Okay. So, long story short, he got a very good contract, 8 years for like $80 million or some nonsense like that, because they're all overpaid every sport. But regardless,
true.
So that is a huge contract in hockey, and 8 years is a long time in hockey.
It is
very long time in hockey, and he's been awful this season. But our random backup dude is just on fire. So I love that. My question to you is, how much does this happen in other sports where you've got the big star you've paid a lot of money to, but it's the random guy who kind of just comes off the bench who has the season?
A lot. First of all, I was laughing because the way you said that, a guy named Swayman, you sounded like a character from Deadwood. You sounded like, the guy 2 towns over, a guy called Swayman. I love the way you said that. This happened. This is why I love sports. This is why, sometimes the top prospect, the number 1 pick, the MVP. I love super talented players doing amazing things. I am a Yankee fan, but I love watching Shohei Ohtani play. I love all that. But more often than not, look at what's going on with the New York Giants. Their number 1 draft pick. Granted, it wasn't a pick that people were confident in. Daniel Jones, big quarterback, big price tag. He just got released. The Vikings picked him up. But the guy who's kind of got the city's heart, he hasn't necessarily been successful enough to keep the heart of the city, but his name's Tommy DeVito. And he looks like he just was like, hold on, let me park my plumbing truck. I fixed Ken's toilet. Now I got to go fix the Giants, eh? He's got an agent that looks like a sketch character from a mob sketch. It's amazing. And time again, that's the story in sports. It is the Rudy. It is the guy coming in, just getting the one shot. I love when the super talent, I love Caitlin Clark coming in and doing what you want Caitlin Clark to do. But at some point, her team's going to need a performance from someone who you don't expect. That's what I love about sports. So Swayman and his backup, that's the story.
Oh, good stuff. Good stuff. Oh God,
They call him Tommy Cutlets out there in New York.
Oh God, I love just it's a complete sidetrack, but you just made me think of it. The actual true story behind the Rudy stuff, and to hear Joe Montana talk about it, he's like,
it's if for anyone who don't know, most people are familiar with the movie Rudy, Sean Astin, Vince Vaughn, John Favreau as well. It is the story of an unlikely player, Notre Dame, college football, gets this big shot. It's one of the greatest feel-good. I think it's Mark Ellis's favorite movie next to Top Gun Maverick.
It is a great movie. I mean,
it's a great movie.
The trailer was, you're 5 foot nothing, 100 and nothing. You won't play for Notre Dame.
Yeah, and the quarterback was the great Joe Montana, who was already pretty darn great and famous, and then would go on to be Joe Montana. And at one point, right, Jared, they interview him, and they're like, "What do you think about Rudy?" He's like, "I don't even know if he was on the team. Like, no one remembers. Like, it was nothing."
He did get to do the one play, and they did carry him, but it was a joke because they were making fun of him for that one play in a nothing game. Nobody ever walked into the coach's office to put down jerseys so Rudy could play their spot.
Rudy could play. And I love the reality of it. It's like I don't know. It's like you hear Luke Skywalker's like, yeah, I took down the Death Star. That was me. I was a farm boy. It came from nowhere. Then you cut to the Rebel Alliance. They're like, we don't even know the guy. Like Wedge did the kill shot. We let Luke fly in front because we felt sorry for him because he had nothing else going. Oh, it's amazing. That's amazing.
Wedge survived 2 Death Star attacks.
He did. And the Battle of Exegol. Let's fly, Lando. Great stuff, Jared.
I will leave you with this fun,
yes,
because you're my radio guy, this fun rock and roll question. All right, you got to pick a concert. It'll both be sold out Wembley Stadium in England at the height of their musical power. Beatles, Oasis.
Oh, so fictional, top of their game.
Yep.
Oh man, I got it. Here's the thing. I go Oasis. I'll go Oasis because I think they could fill it. Right. This is 265,000 at the Nebworth gigs and everything like. And we didn't get to see that with the Beatles. Could they have filled it? Yeah, but when they were filling stadiums, they were playing for 33 minutes, and you couldn't hear them. It was a different time, so this is like one of those like, who's better, Babe Ruth or Shohei Ohtani? It's Ohtani because Babe Ruth was facing 82-mile-per-hour fastballs. Like, it's a different challenge. But as big as a Beatles fan I am, I think I'd have to go Oasis top their game at Wembley.
That does surprise me, but fine pick.
There you go. And they're damn good live. Vermont Mike knows and is right. Oasis is a punch live. And I currently not set to see them in 2025, but maybe that will change. Jared, thanks for calling in, buddy. And I hope you have a good day tomorrow, no matter what you're doing. All right?
You too, buddy. Be safe.
All right, there we go. And we got a new member to the channel, and the podcast will rock. Check out this wonderful show. I enjoy listening to it from time to time, talking about music. Also, again, want to give thanks to James Holmes for his 5 gift memberships to the channel. With those memberships, you can call in. I want to thank Ken Plume with the Super Chat. He says, get yourself some pie, pal. We are going to bring on Ken here in just a moment. Don't forget, top of the hour, 6 o'clock, we got NFL Picks with Steve. I'm on a run. Oh, my God, am I on a run. But I do have this Super Chat. Again, Malcolm, thank you. Every week you're so generous with the Super Chats, and I really appreciate it. Malcolm asks, in the spirit of Thanksgiving, what's the most planes, trains, and automobiles type traveling experience you've had? Because the closest I'd have would be isn't around Thanksgiving. It is just trying to get out to Washington, D.C. for a stand-up gig, and it was just simply a plane issue, a kind of crazy, scary plane issue. Christian Ruvacaba and I kind of on a plane that had to do an emergency landing in Phoenix. They played it low-key. Turns out there might have been a leak in the plane that the pilots pilots on another flight had passed out, and it was a weird, all the lights came on. And then we had to land, and we were stranded at the airport, and we just needed to get to the show because Mark Ellis had been on another flight. He was waiting for us in D.C. We had a show that night. That's kind of the closest. Also, as a kid traveling to Yosemite with my family, our Volkswagen van broke down. And we were stuck in Fresno for 3 days. If you want to know what it's like to live in Tatooine but not join the rebellion, go stay in Fresno for 3 days when your Volkswagen van breaks down and you're a kid and you're stuck at some hotel while your parents are fighting and crying and trying to scrounge money to fix it. But we did get to Yosemite. We didn't spend the week there that we planned. We spent the 2 days. So I've had that kind of stuff, but not related to holidays. But hey, there you go. Watch Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. It's on my list this year. As much as I love Steve Martin and John Candy, I've only seen parts of that film. Never sat down to watch it. We watched Roxanne and Dirty Rotten Scoundrels in our house over and over and over again. My parents never watched Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, probably because of that famous scene in which Steve Martin just drops expletives left and right, and my mom and dad would not have wanted to celebrate that in our house. But you all should watch that there. All right. 898 for M says, I had my friend stuck at Greyhound, dead 15 hours in NorCal at a Greyhound bus stop. That's scary. That is a thing there. All right. We got NFL picks at the top of the hour, but I'm going to bring our friend Ken on right now. It's going to be Ken and Ken. And Ken's going to be talking about a pie. And I'm going to set this up briefly so Ken and I don't have to worry about it when he gets on air here. Ken is spending Thanksgiving by himself this year, as a lot of people are. And he's got a nice meal planned. He's ready to go. But for about a week, he's been fretting over getting himself a pie, and he knows his way around desserts. He treats himself. I don't know why he was denying himself the right to pie for a big national holiday like this. And it turns out I may, through Blue Sky, have guilted him into getting the pie. So welcome to the show, back on the show, my New Testament Fortnite coach, Ken Plume. How are you doing, buddy?
You magnificent bastard and terrible enabler.
Look, I just wanted you.
You took an emotionally fragile friend at their lowest moment. And you said yes. That temptation, give in to the temptation.
Okay.
Go to it. You did that. You were that man.
Look, man, as I said on Blue Sky, you are not going to be, first of all, I hope we're all fortunate enough to be on our deathbed and have a chance to reflect, but you're not going to go, oh, I'm so glad I paid that credit card bill. I'm so glad I didn't get that pie. I want you to be face first in that pie tomorrow.
You said to me going to the great beyond dead free. I don't know.
LQ says pie, peer pressured. Yes. Look,
you don't know if there's like a credit score check when you're about to enter. You don't know.
To get to heaven? It might be the case. You know,
might send you back down. Sorry, you really shouldn't have taken out that one loan.
That might be what white Jesus is about. We might all get up there, and St. Peter says, "I'm sorry, you have too much revolving credit debt. You got to go back down."
Come on, there's a lot of middle management before you get to white Jesus.
Yes, there is. Gabriel, archangels are up there. Gabriel and Michael, they're holding down the fort.
They're not
going to let you. Jesus is busy. But all right, here's the thing. Look, man, if you as my friend were like, hey, I'm in a bad place and I wanted to drown my sorrows in a cherry pie from the grocery store, I'd say, hey, man, maybe have a carrot or take a walk or let's play some Fortnite and get through it. But it's Thanksgiving. You're choosing to be alone this year. I know you got some options, but you wanted to relax at home. That's a pie. That's a pie day for me.
I know, but I was trying to be good and avoid it. It just didn't seem. It seems like on the levels of sad. Like it seems like something you would write into a comedy sketch.
A man with a pie?
Of not only getting the pie, but then talking yourself into the full-size pie because the single serving pie didn't make economic sense when it was only $1 cheaper than the full size.
Look, you're getting love in chat. Laserbolt says never don't do pie. 898 from once pie. Major problems. Says love me some pie. Like you're
You
in
have
good
formed
company.
a cult around you. They are all support. Of course, they're going to support. They're here for you tonight on the night before Thanksgiving on a holiday. They've come out for your live show. What do you think they're gonna say? No, you're wrong. These
Yes.
are your people. These are your pie people.
Look, first of all, let's also speak to the economic truth. These are troubled times. It's only going to get worse. The theme for this episode is thanks in a time of angst. You discovered the real reason you needed to get the full pie. You had that pricing difference there. It was astonishing what you found.
Yes, it was the economic shock of so many things that led me to make the upsizing decision.
What? But it was what? A single slice was what? $4. Full pie $7. That's a no-brainer. You're investing at this point.
This is the psychology that they use on us to not get us to get the single serving. A single serving pie slice should be $1.50.
Look at 7-Eleven for 5,000 points. I can cash in for a slice of pizza and a soda or a beverage. For 3,000 points more, the entire pizza. So you're not wrong, but go for the entire pizza.
Yeah, but a big gulp is what, $1? How much is a big gulp now?
I don't know. I don't do the big gulps. I always get like the 7-Eleven electrolytes. LQ says outrageous price difference.
I want to back this up though. You just said a phrase I never thought I would hear, and I want to hear it again.
The 7-Eleven, I stand by this, and I'm a 10,000 point man, so you know it works. The 7-Eleven brand electrolyte drinks. Don't go for the Gatorades. Go for that. 7-Eleven's got their own electrolyte. It's cheaper by $1. It's great.
They don't have like Pedialyte on tap.
Yeah. It's great flavors. I do not recommend the cucumber mint.
It's a mixing station, right? It's like one of those.
No, it's not a mixing station. It's in plastic, probably microplastics, but they have flavors. You know, they got your lemons, your lemon lime, your cherry, cherry burst and ice, polar ice and all that bullshit. But they have a cucumber mint. It tastes like neither cucumber or mint. Avoid.
It's only served in those black plastics that are made from the recycled electronics plastics with the flame retardants.
Mm-hmm. So what pie did you get, buddy? What flavor did you get?
Well, we had discussed that there were ones that were intriguing to me. But the Thanksgiving of it all, I'm not a big pumpkin pie person, so it would have been an apple pie. That was the one option. But I also love a key lime pie.
Same.
But I felt I had to go with the more Thanksgiving-y choice and went to Dutch apple.
Yeah.
And a Marie calendar. So, it was the one that was on sale. But B, I'm going to go classy Marie calendar. That seems like an upscale pie that you would buy yourself from a grocery store.
It does. No, it does. So you asked me this last night, like what my favorite pies are, and I often go to like a banana cream, or a chocolate mousse. But those are the pies that you get halfway through once.
Pie.
Yeah, and but you get halfway through that slice, and you're like, I've made a huge mistake. Like, what am I doing? I am a glutton. I am a sin from the Bible. Like, what am I doing? But a Dutch apple, that's just part of the aesthetic. It's part of the aesthetic.
Healthy. It's apple a day. It's a healthy choice if you're going to do it.
Truth? Are you going a la mode? Did you add the ice cream?
I did. Yeah. Shut up. You're a jerk. I hate you. I hate you so much. You're a monster. No, you tell them to shut up. You shut that audience down now.
All right. I was desperately trying to get over to that, like Harry Shearer in Wayne's World 2 to play the card.
I got again, the fact that I'm buying Baskin Robbins ice cream in a little container from a grocery store. I got the birthday cake icing.
Oh, that's even better. Nothing says America like Dutch apple pie and birthday cake ice cream.
Why? Why did you do this?
and blankets blankets covered in disease. It's America on Thanksgiving.
Side
Here we
note,
go.
because I got a takeout dinner as well on the way home, because I figured I've been shopping. I got stuff to do. I'll pick up something. I got some Panda Express.
Okay.
I ordered a Panda Express meal, just a meal.
Mm-hmm.
How do you feel when this happens to you? Because this is, it always makes me feel bad when you make an order and you get the order and it's a single meal, but they include 2 sets of utensils. That feels like a criticism and a commentary.
Look, I imagine it might be standard. I try not to take offense, but I do not say this as a joke. I'm a stand-up comedian, and yes, we sometimes stretch the truth or just straight up make up things for comic effect. I admit to that, right? Me and Hassan, right? I once ordered so much food at Del Taco, the person did say, you all have a good time. Like, you all enjoy your meal. Like, that 100% true. And it made me feel weird. It was like they held up a mirror and said, look at you. Look at yourself. So...
But this was a regular meal. This was not, I got an extra meal. This is just a meal.
Yeah.
And it's not the only time it's happened.
Yeah.
But it also is frequent enough that someone is choosing in that moment to go, hey,
so
you.
This is great. And Steve's coming up with NFL picks, so we'll get to that here in a second. But I love what you brought up, Mr. Plume, because like at Del Taco, I ordered 4 tacos, a double Del cheeseburger, large fries, a quesadilla, and a Veggie Works burrito. That particular night, I was really depressed. It's fair to assume that at least 3 people were in the car for that. I got it. But what you're talking about, you just got a combo, 2 sets of utensils. You know how I combat that and fight the system? I will use one spork for the orange chicken and the other spork for the noodles. I divide the pie.
And to be fair, there were 3 wolves inside of you.
There was. 3 wolves inside of me, all drawn by Dave Filoni.
I'll leave you with this. The only thing that makes me feel worse is if I were to go to a drive-through window and the first thing they say is, "Oh, your usual."
Yes.
That makes me feel so bad.
That is, yes.
And it's coming from the most sincere, polite place, but that you would have a usual at a drive-through window. At the board that they come as soon as you pull up.
Yeah,
your usual.
Ready to go. It's a thing.
Don't like it.
You and I we're men of comfort. We'd like to have that kind of comfort. I like to feel like I belong. But there was that time. There's about 2-year period where every Monday, my friends and I would go to this Chili's restaurant in Reseda in Northridge, and it got to the point that we go into the bar, and the waitress, Stephanie was her name, would have my Dr. Pepper on the high top table waiting for me. And I thought, what a wonderful thing, until, the sugar count came back in my blood. Yeah.
And then if you order something different, it's like you've betrayed the trust they had in being nice to you about it.
Mm-hmm.
When they go, not this time, and they go,
thought I knew you.
What? No.
Yeah.
But no, this your usual is your usual for a reason. And 8984M, when you have enough Panda Express, that someone will look and go, did you just get a box off a truck?
Yeah.
That's having too many takeout utensils.
There you go. Listen,
you go. We'll talk later.
You'll talk later. Yeah, we will indeed. Updates
but
all
also,
around.
You're a bastard. I just
Thank
need
you.
people to know that. But a magnificent one. And thank you. And I'll save you a piece of pie.
Thank you very much. Ken Plume, everybody, check it in. And don't forget, if you'd like to pick up a wonderful book for yourself or another person in the holidays, if they're a fan of the DuckTales animated program, The Art of DuckTales, written by that man who we just heard from, that pie-eating Ken Plume, get the deluxe edition. Order now. Go to bit.ly/DuckTalesBook. We can drop that link in chat, too, if we want, and you can pick up that book. It's a great book. Check it out right there. All right, we are almost ready here for NFL picks. I'm going to check that poll in a second. Also, I want to say here, if you become a member at patreon.com/CatNapsuck, you not only get to call into the show, you get to see my full 40-minute headlining set from Cat Napsuck's Hot Burbank Nights. The reason I say that is I can announce that on January 10th, if you're in the Burbank area, Friday night, Yoo-Hoo Room, I'll be headlining that show there. It's the second edition of Ken Napzok's Hot Burbank Nights. I'm going to have a great lineup of comics as well to support what I'll be doing there, and I can't wait to announce those names once I can confirm them there, and that one will be available on patreon.com/Ken Napzok as well. All right. We got some calls coming after this segment. We got some of our favorites like Brady and Evan checking in. But right now, it is time to bring in Steve. And we do this every week, NFL picks. I'm riding high. But Steve, first, before we get there, I need to know your opinions on this poll. Let me check it. 37 votes. Favorite Thanksgiving food item. Weird other options is winning, like the Detroit Lions. 38%. Next closest, 24% stuffing. Where do you sit?
I was a dressing slash. I always called it dressing, but dressing slash stuffing. And it's the only time of year I eat stuffing, so that's why I voted for it.
You know what? I think that's a great point on the stuffing thing. It is very rare, unless you're stuck at a Marie Callender's, that you're going to have a chance to get good stuffing. And I didn't grow up a stuffing fan because I didn't trust what was in it, but I go for it if it's there. I probably have some tomorrow when I go to my hot bar grocery store trip.
Like sausage, I don't ask. It looks good. It tastes good. We're good with it. I like stuffing. A little gravy. We're good to go.
I'm absolutely with you on that there. What else you got before we get to the picks, man? We love catching up with you every week when our segment begins.
Yeah, of course. I do have a question for you. I had one hot take that just based on a call we had earlier before I get into my other question.
Yeah.
Rudy sucks.
Oh, the player, the film, the story, all of it.
Yeah, Rudy sucks. The movie sucks. I love Sean Astin. Don't get me wrong. Samwise Gamgee is one of my favorite characters in all of fiction.
Yes.
But yeah, no, Rudy sucks. Movie's too long. He's on the field for a whole 30 seconds. The jersey thing is dumb, and I'm pretty sure Rudy himself got caught up in like a fraud scheme years later.
I think he did.
No, dumb movie.
I think he did. 8984M was earlier in chat said, "Oh, I'm going to finally watch this movie." Don't worry about it, Brady. When you call in a little bit later, don't worry about it. Look, I don't have a take on the Rudy thing. I could give or take the film, the story. I'm with you. Frodo, one of my favorite characters. Love Sean Astin. Had the chance to meet him years ago when we interviewed him a couple times for Schmoes. Great human being. I'm with you on that overall take. But that's I'm not the world's biggest Major League fan. The movie, and other people live and die by it. I don't know. I'm with you. I understand you. I'll say.
Yeah, no, I don't blame people who like it. I mean, I'm also partly biased because I really don't like Notre Dame.
Okay.
I went to Catholic after school, and Sister Margaret kind of just soured me on that whole experience. I was kind of like that last generation where Sister Margaret would walk up and down the aisles with the yardstick,
slapping you.
Yeah, you'd hope you wouldn't catch one on the back of the neck. But so I wasn't really fond of Notre Dame ever after that. But no, Rudy sucks.
Yeah,
not a fan. But anyway, hey, if that's your thing, that's your thing. But
nothing stings like God's love, right?
That's too true. Too true.
What you got? Big holiday plans? How are you going to get through this, Steve?
No, I'm looking forward to it. We're actually doing a more low key thing. I've started cooking Thanksgiving dinner a few on and off the last few years. I cook a mean turkey. It turns out I don't even do anything fancy, but it turns out I'm really good at making just a good old turkey. So
just put it in the oven. You're not one of those cats that drops it in the vat of oil in the garage and burns everything down.
No, I am not trying to burn. Not trying to burn my house down. I just keep it vanilla, keep it simple, and it comes out pretty good. It's just if you don't get it too complicated, it's just. Yeah. It just takes a lot of time. That's all.
I love when we learn that we are not the children that we think we are in our minds. I fixed a toilet. You're cooking turkey. It's the same.
Yeah. Oh, I couldn't fix a toilet. That's impressive. I'm proud of that. But no, the turkey thing's not too bad. But yeah, we're hosting. Going to be kind of low key, so looking forward to that.
Sorry, this great comment from LQ. It's just a big chicken.
It's just a big chicken.
Just a big chicken.
Not wrong.
It's just as a kid growing up. Like, we go to the Green Valley Lake and the San Bernardino Mountains, fond memories. So even though I don't spend a lot of time with family now, my great aunt and uncle have both since passed. We'd go up there every year. I'd get up at 5 a.m. with my great uncle. He'd start cooking. I loved it. But there was always so much pressure on that turkey. Like, if it's like a space laser, right? If you move things we're all dead, right? Like the turkey's too dry. You could be a failure. You're gonna Clark Griswold that and cut open, all this hot air comes out. And I think over the years I got scared of it.
I think people get intimidated by the turkey because it's a slow burn, and also really the hard thing, the thing I've learned about cooking Thanksgiving dinner, and all credit to my wife who helps a ton with this, is doing all the sides at once, because you're trying to cook like 6 other things simultaneously to make sure everything's hot by the time the turkey is carved. That's honestly the hardest part.
I think cooking at a high level is all about how many things you can do at the same time.
Absolutely. And then you're limited by equipment and space and
I haven't watched The Bear yet. Okay. I have not watched The Bear yet. I'm just saying. I think that's the key. All right.
So I have one more question before we get to picks.
Okay.
Speaking of holidays. Of course there's movies that are like directly associated with holidays, right? There's like, like Christmas movies, Halloween movies, etc. And I don't mean like, is Die Hard a Christmas movie? I'm not trying to do that. Yeah, but what are your movies that you associate with certain times of the year, or movies that you always watch a certain time of year? Like I know a lot of people watch like Lord of the Rings or Star Wars at the holiday time, even though they're not holiday type movies. Do you have anything like that you do?
For me, it does start with Lord of the Rings. That's a big. I think actually Grace and her sister are watching that in the living room right now. And then I had to break it to Grace that tomorrow we're going to have to stop Two Towers to watch the Dolphins and Packer game. That didn't go over well. But I think that you talk about controversy. I get it. There's a lot of conversations to be had about the movie and the era it was made in, and some of the things I totally get it. But I am a Love Actually fan, so I do look forward to putting that on. And yes, there's 200 think pieces to do with the movie. I get it. I love the movie. It makes me think the holidays. Other than that, no. I mean, I have threatened Grace we've been together 8 years. For every Christmas season for 8 years, I have threatened to make her watch Funny Farm with Chevy Chase and Madeline Smith. And we don't. Every year she wins the argument. That's one of my favorite holiday films, and I haven't seen it in maybe 15 years. And maybe this is the year we watch that, or Tombstone, also a Christmas movie.
Tombstone is a Christmas movie.
It's got snow in it at the end. Fair indeed. PLD says Funny Farm. Folks, I know there's also a lot of think pieces you could write about Chevy Chase. Okay, get it. Funny Farm is one of my favorite films. Okay. All right. With that in mind and those hot takes behind us, we are going to go to NFL picks. We do this every week. Steve calls in, and he has 5 big games in the upcoming NFL week, and I get to pick them. We'll see where I am right now. I usually keep track, but then I kind of forget, and then the point spread still kind of mess with my brain. So I don't know if I went 4-1 or 5-0. He's going to tell me. Also, this week, because we're going on Wednesday, we get to include the Thursday games. Steve, what do we have?
So the hot streak continues. You were 4-1 for week 12.
Yes.
You were 33-22 for the season. Your one loss was the Minnesota Vikings at Chicago. They won on a field goal at the very, very end. The Chicago was a 3.5 point underdog, so that killed you on a 0.5 point. But 33-22 on the season, you're crushing.
I'm crushing it. I told Mark Ellis last week we had a it's very sweet. Mark and I went and had a lunch together pre-holidays before he traveled, and we had a good time. And I said I'm 29-21 at the time, and he perked up. He was like, "That's Swami numbers," but 33-22. I'm going to brag about that. I was following along, and I knew I had the Vikings, and I left, and I came back. And I saw that the Vikings won, and I was like, I'm going to be 5-0. And then I realized the point spread. And kudos to the Bears. They hung in there. What are you going to do?
What are you going to do? But we got 5 more games this week. Your Miami Dolphins play tomorrow, but we're still going to pick them last because we always do Miami last. But they are playing on Thanksgiving, so that's exciting. But we have 4 other great games, some close lines. So let's go for Week 13.
Okay, let's do it. Week 13, NFL picks. Steve, what do we got?
All right, pick number 1, Pittsburgh at Cincinnati. Cincinnati is a 2.5 point favorite at home.
Really? It's been a weird season for Cincinnati. I still believe in Joe Burrow, but I gotta tell you, there's something, I don't know. Pittsburgh has, they're coming off a great snow game, the Snow Globe game, they're calling it. I loved Cleveland winning. I don't know why I was rooting for him, even though I like the Steelers. But I think you're not going to let that happen. You can't let Steeler Nation down again. I'm going Pittsburgh in that game.
Taking Pittsburgh on the road. All right, you're getting 2.5 points, so that's working for you.
Yeah, that'll work.
Okay, game number 2. LA Chargers at Atlanta. Atlanta is a 1.5-point underdog at home.
Chargers. Well, I was watching that Monday night game. Look, they got a lot of things going on there that I like. You got Harbaugh, the fiery Harbaugh. Was a fiery quarterback, fiery coach. Just don't ask about all the things he did at Michigan. I'll say, look, I still believe in the Falcons. I still really like the Falcons, and I'll admit, Steve, it's not good to bet with your own team in mind. I need a Charger loss to help the Dolphins' chances. I'm taking the Falcons. I believe in Kirk Cousins. He's going to say a prayer to White Jesus on Thanksgiving, and we're going to win.
Saying a prayer to White Jesus on Thanksgiving, and we're going to win. Book it. Okay.
And you all know it's true. You all know it's true. Kirk Cousins and his wife, you saw her in The Quarterback on Netflix. They're going to sit down tomorrow over turkey, and they're going to pray for a victory. And I would too. And White Jesus is going to bless them.
Bless them indeed. All right. Game number 3. Arizona.
This is why they won't put me on NFL Today. This is why CBS won't touch me, kids. All right. Go for it.
We don't need them. All right. Game number 3. Arizona at Minnesota. Minnesota is a 3.5-point favorite at home.
Ooh, this is a Cardinals could cover. Daniel Jones is going to be holding that clipboard. He's going to look good doing it. I've been riding the Vikings all year. Sorry, Lions fans. I think they're going to give you some problems late. I'm not even thinking about this, Steve. Vikings. I think Cardinals season is starting to, you believe it or not, I think they're going to start having to pack it in soon.
Okay, taking the Vikings at home, 3.5-point favorite. Okay, game number 4. This is a good one. Mm-hmm. Philadelphia at Baltimore. Baltimore is a 3 favorite at home.
Baltimore's 3-point favorite at home. I think this might be the game of the week in terms of just watching some of the most talented players in the league right now on that field. I got my friend Hal Lublin, big Eagles fan. I know you love those Eagles. I would love the victory. And it's in Baltimore, right? In Baltimore.
In Baltimore.
Here's my upset pick of the week. I'm going Eagles. I'm going Eagles, Steve.
Go Birds.
Go Birds. Go Birds. Barkley, he's doing amazing. He's doing Madden video game numbers. It's insane. Derrick Henry on the other side. But there's a little crack in the armor this year on the Ravens that we've seen. Big win Monday night. I got it. But I think Eagles on the road.
Love to see it, taking the Eagles on the road at Baltimore. Here's your last pick for Week 13 on Thanksgiving. A huge test for your Miami Dolphins at Green Bay. It's the night game, I believe. Green Bay is a 3.5-point favorite at home.
Look, man. The Dolphins need to change the narrative. We know this. Can Tua play in the snow? Can Tua play in the ice? Can Tua play in a light breeze? We don't know this. And as a Miami Dolphin fan, my entire existence pretty much since 1984, this has been the problem. Late season, outside of that 1993 snow game in Dallas, it gets cold, we shrivel up. I got it. But this is 33-22 hubris, Steve. I have got to manifest this. I've been teaching my Chihuahua about the power of going fins up. I am saying the Dolphins are pulling off the upset on the road in the cold with the nation watching and White Jesus watching, and they're going to win by 5.
Dolphins are going to win by 5. All right, well, you're getting 3.5 points, so you're off to a good start.
I got to manifest it. If I don't, what is our season? We're all in. We're all in. We didn't trade Campbell. I'm not picking against him.
If you can win at Green Bay on Thanksgiving, it gives you a better chance at being able to win a playoff game in Buffalo. That's what you got to think.
And Buffalo playoff games have been haunting me since the 90s. So let's do it. There you go.
Well, good luck.
All right.
Thank you so much, Ken. Appreciate it.
All right. We got Pittsburgh. We got Atlanta. We got the Vikings. We got the Eagles. We got the Dolphins. That's where we're going. Every week, that's what we do. Thanks for calling in, Steve. And we are almost done, but I've got calls lined up. Don't you worry. Before we get out of here, I'm going to hear from Evan. I'm going to hear from 8984M, Brady, Kyrie. And don't forget, if you would like to call in to this or future episodes, you can do so by going to patreon.com/catnapsuck, or you can become a YouTube channel member here. And that would be how you get in. All right, but let's bring him to the show now. 8984M, you're on the air. So many things to talk to you about. How are you doing? Where are you calling from? And what's your favorite Thanksgiving food item?
Oh, wow. I wasn't expecting to be on already. Hello.
You're doing good. Settle in. Have a drink. Take a sip. You're good. You're good. You're good.
Yeah, just gotten back from the gym.
Well, look at you, braggart. Oh, we're over here talking about eating entire pies and pizzas, and you're at the gym.
That's why I went to the gym, so I could eat more, you know?
Fair enough. Fair enough. Fair enough. Well, put your pants on and tell me your answer. What do you want around Thanksgiving?
Thanksgiving. You know, if turkey is good, turkey. But that's like...
I like...
It's a 50... That's a gambling proposition right there. Sometimes it's a little dry.
Well, that's what we're talking about. Turkey can go wrong. Even though LQ says it's just a big chicken, it can go wrong. But a good piece of turkey on Thanksgiving with gravy, mix it in with some mashed potatoes. Oh, it's a godsend.
But yeah, I'm from an immigrant family, so sometimes it's not a turkey; it's a little duck.
Okay, or a little turducken. You can get a turducken. Put it all together. What's a turducken? Oh my God! It is exactly what it sounds like. It is turkey, chicken, and duck, and you kind of cook them all at the same time. They used to feature it on Thanksgiving. In fact, if you watch Thanksgiving football tomorrow, it was a favorite of John Madden's, and they'll probably make a reference to turducken.
Oh wow, that sounds.
Yeah, Laserbolt says John Madden rolling over in his bus grave.
How does it all cook together? What?
I don't know the science behind it. It's black magic or wizardry to me, but I think you just slide them in there. The turkey is probably the biggest one, then maybe a chicken, then maybe the duck, and you boop, slap them all together, spank that thing, and put it in the oven. You got a turducken.
Oh my God. And they all come out like moist and cooked.
Yes, moist. You use Vermont Mike's favorite word, moist. I also like that we hear you clacking your keyboard and how it's almost like you looked up food porn. You're like, oh my God, this is what it is. This is it. Oh my God. Jared, the type pilot says you debone them, giggity, and roll it like a joint. There you go.
Oh, that's a good one.
Two of them are boneless. This Laserbolt. Laserbolt looks like a man who's cooked a turducken before in the wilderness.
Wow, and it's got stuffing in between the layers.
Yep. Ken Plum says, you never question the turducken miracle, you just believe. I think that's the quote of the night. You just believe. 8-9. Did we change your world? You're going to watch Rudy and have turducken.
Unfortunately, I'm not cooking Thanksgiving this year. Maybe next year.
What's on the docket? I know, as you said, children of immigrants, as you said, it's an American story. Come to the new world for Thanksgiving. What do you have? What's the menu? I'm fascinated by a little change up in the menu items.
So sometimes, you have some traditional items like, pie or turkey, rotating, but then you have like takeout sometimes.
Yeah.
Because you got to appease the parental's tastes,
Yeah.
Sometimes green beans, there's this thing called sijido. It's like deep fried green beans. You probably had it if you had Chinese takeout. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I think, I'm game with that. I like that.
And we also serve it with rice because my dad can't go a meal without rice. It's a thing.
I mean, your dad's not wrong, Look, it's if I'm going to a Chinese restaurant, that's going to be part of my ticket price is rice done right.
Well, I mean, like he cannot go a meal without rice. You eat and you won't be full unless there's rice. Like it's
yeah. I love that. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Rice, rice, rice. Kind of our house too. We have a rice maker. Grace is good at making rice. We scoop that out. It's good.
Yeah,
It's
rice
good.
cooker. Rice cooker's a tip.
Yeah.
Cooking on rice on a stovetop it's a dark science. That is. I
Yeah,
don't know how my grandparents did it.
Yeah. Once we get the rice, she's good. I'm kind of intimidated by the rice cooker, even though it's a pretty simple device.
Well, it's simple.
But now that I fixed my toilet, Brady, maybe I'll make myself some rice.
Yeah, the tip is just to have like the top fill the water up to like. I'm making it sound super complicated, but you dip your finger into it and it goes to your to the fingertip. You know how your fingers divided in three.
Sure. Yes, the joints.
Part. Yeah, the
I'm
first
looking
joint.
at my fingers. You want me to stick my finger in the rice? Yeah. You know what we got to do one time, Brady. We'll figure this out in the new year when we all have money again before it's taken away. There was I got to figure out where it was. There was a like a Chinese restaurant in downtown LA that I went to once for a birthday event, but it was like kind of unnamed. It was off the map. It wasn't a chain restaurant. It was like upstairs. And it was like 8 people at a table, and it was like everything was kind of brought out to you, and it was an amazing experience. And I certainly wasn't the only white guy in the room, but I stuck out like a sore thumb. And it was great food. I got to bring you there, and you can guide me through it the proper way.
If you know a Chinese restaurant is good, if it's full of Chinese people,
Yes.
Sounds obvious, but like especially if it's in the middle of nowhere and no one can find it.
I can't even remember the name, and I want to reach out to the friend that set it up, but he's now so far QAnon MAGA that I can't talk to him anymore. So I'm gonna have to find it myself. Yeah, LQ. Yeah, LQ's right. Banquet style. We had a group of about 8, big round table. Oh my God, some of the best food, and some food that I was afraid to try. I admit, I was like, I don't know exactly if they finished killing the duck there. It was something. I saw beak.
Oh,
saw
the beak.
I was like, I'm not doing that.
The beak, huh?
Yeah, but if I see beak, I turn around. But everything else was just delightful. Oh my God.
The neck is one of the best parts. I'm telling you.
Yeah, look. Okay, my dad will tell you the best part of the chicken is the intestine and the gizzards, but I'm still not buying that ticket.
Part. Your dad is right.
Yeah, that's old school Ukrainian Russian right there. Eat every part of the chicken because you need to. Before I let you go, Brady, what else is on your mind, man? Yeah, how you feeling? How you doing during this angsty holiday time?
Yeah, Thanksgiving. It's kind of weird because I've been trying to improve my language speaking skills.
Okay.
So, I'm kind of looking forward to talking politics in a weird way. Maybe it's because I'm going to a Chinese family gathering, so I guess everyone has more similar views than, say, I don't know. But
well, I'm fascinated by that dynamic. Is you're going, or do you feel you're going to a safe place with room for nuance, or you're not going into a fight?
It depends. There's some divisions, I would say.
Yeah.
But I think the gathering I'm going to, some family friends. It's kind of like a Friendsgiving because we don't have an extended family here.
That's fair.
So I guess nothing like super, opposite ends of the spectrum.
Yeah.
There are some topics that you should not talk about, but that's like across the world, that location of politics that my dad always likes talking about for some reason, but I don't do that. But
Really
yeah,
good.
I'm just looking forward to improving my skills.
Hey, that's a good thing to take away from a Thanksgiving meal. Improve skills and politics from around the world. 898 for M, Brady Kyrie. I appreciate you calling in, my friend, and I appreciate you, putting that towel down long enough to call in after the gym.
Yeah, and for everyone, the gizzards, as Kingsport Cal says, the best part of the chicken.
Gizzards, Kingsport Cal says in chat, gizzards for show. That is it. All right. Thank you, Brady, for calling in, buddy.
Thank you.
All right, Brady calling in. We got one more call lined up, unless someone jumps in here. But I am going to go cook some dinner. I'm going to start powering down, and I'm going to relax for the next day and a half. It's going to be great. Going to be a lot of fun. Actually, what am I saying? Probably going to get up and do some work tomorrow. I'm a workaholic, I think, a little bit. But that's what you got to do when you're scrambling for those ducats, but not the ducks. All right, we know him as Major Problems. You also might know him as Evan. Welcome to the show, and welcome back, my friend. How are you?
Hey, Ken, I'm good. How are you doing tonight?
Dude, I'm doing good. I was in a stressful situation last night and today, and I just, man, love the vibe here tonight. You guys are all killing it out there, and I'm glad you're here, Evan, as well. How are you doing? What's on your mind? And I'm not going to let you get out of this. What is your poll answer?
My poll answer, we'll hit that first. My poll answer was, I think I picked D, which is was something weird or something.
Weird other options. Okay.
And my weird other option is, how do I pick a favorite section out of the orchestra when I'm there for the orchestra?
I love that. That's a great response. So again, 43 votes, favorite Thanksgiving food item, the turkey, 21%, taters, 23, stuffing, 21. That's a close race for second place. Weird other options, 35%. I do love what you're saying there. Just enjoy the entire show.
You're there for the whole thing, you know?
How do you approach, Evan? And whether you're, you might have some holiday dinners at work. And I don't want, I know you don't necessarily want to go into a lot of work talk, but you might be at family. Sometimes you might be at work. How do you approach your Thanksgiving meal? You seem to be a man who knows how to take on this daunting task if you're appreciating all aspects. Do you break it up? Do you do a big pile on the plate, gravy over everything? Do you go for veggies first? What's your strategy?
I think we're just going for mass on the first plate. It's turkey, stuffing, mashed potatoes, green bean casserole, probably a biscuit, and my mom's a big fan of yams, so there's probably yams on the plate somewhere, and then gravy over everything, salt, pepper, and we're off to the races.
I love what you're saying. Now I want to salute you, because gravy over everything, just as white Jesus intended. You just said it right there, and I didn't highlight it as much tonight. Biscuits. I like rolls. I like Hawaiian rolls. But I think a key component of a Thanksgiving meal, traditional or otherwise, maybe Brady will have a different take on this. He can add in chat, is the bread option. You go biscuit. Buttery biscuit?
Buttery biscuit. We are there to break bread. We are giving thanks and breaking bread.
It's almost biblical, really.
Just like you and McGregor from Attack of the Clones intended.
Yes. We all have our picture of Obi-Wan Jesus on our wall. What about at work? If you're stuck at work during a Thanksgiving or a holiday meal, do you just kind of get what you get?
You get what you get, and you don't get upset. That's it.
That's it. Brady says, I learned about breaking bread like 2 years ago. It's a thing, man. I mean, it's a phrase, it's a term, but I'm a big fan of taking, going to lunch or taking friends to lunch when I can afford it or they treat me. I just love a 4 o'clock early dinner. I'm an old man. I love going to a restaurant about 4 o'clock between the lunch and the dinner rush and breaking bread. Evan, you seem like a break bread kind of guy.
Yeah, we're there to break bread and hold court with people we don't necessarily want to be with, but hey, you don't get to pick your family necessarily.
No, I think at times we can opt out.
Yeah.
For some folks, that's not the option, and I'm not suggesting it. And I'm not saying I'm not pulling love back from anyone tomorrow. I'll be connecting and talking with my folks, and I don't want to know officially who they voted for. We don't need to have that conversation tomorrow. But like Mike said in the segment earlier today, if there's a line drawn, you know when the line is drawn, and you know what you're going to do. But I do like the self-care option there as well. So it seems like you got your head on your shoulders, Evan.
100%, Ken. And I want to hit football, because it's not Thanksgiving without football. Real quick. Yep. It's no secret I'm a fan of the punchline of the NFL right now, the New York Football Giants. Not looking forward to tomorrow. Jerry Jones missed a huge opportunity to do the funniest thing of all time and have Daniel Jones play tomorrow. Yep. But
what do you feel about this as we do a little sports talk here again? I just got back into football last couple of years. I used to follow it in depthly. The last 10 years or so I didn't. But so I missed when Daniel Jones was picked. I was aware of it. my friend, one of my good friends is a Giants fan. The pick itself had doubters, right? Just his existence on the team had doubters.
For sure, yeah, he was, definitely. I mean, no one's going to dispute it now. He was overdrafted.
Yeah.
The GM at the time was blinded by the connection to Eli and Peyton through Cutcliffe at Duke, and they were blinded by the Eli successor. But the owner said this. They've done everything they could possibly do over the last 6 years to screw this kid up.
It's not been a great
coaches,
situation.
like 5 coordinators, 3 playbooks.
He's in Minnesota now. I thought the Dolphins could have signed. I don't mind Skylar Thompson, our backup, but we learned pretty harshly what happens when your starter drops out. I would have been happy with Daniel Jones, but he's going to the Vikings. But what do you think about Tommy DeVito here?
He says he's sticking to football. I was never a fan of I'm doing the hand thing right now. My wife is eye rolling at my Italian wife is eye rolling at me right now. But I cannot stand the gabagool, Tommy Cutlets, Tony Soprano stuff. It was a circus last year, and it's only going to get worse. We got 6 games of this. It's gonna be a long ride.
It's going to be a long ride, but hey, maybe you'll drop down and you'll be able to pick your future quarterback in the next draft. I don't know.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't know.
And just one final, I just got to come to the defense of Rudy real quick. I'm
a big
Notre Dame guy.
Okay. Okay, I'm going to set this up here. For those that missed it earlier, Steve jumped on. Steve absolutely destroyed the movie Rudy. He also said, I think Rudy himself got in a Ponzi scheme or something, much like the 1980s U.S. hockey team, the Miracle on Ice team, eventually all became MAGA hat-wearing Trumpers. Sully in the story of that sports miracle. But you are coming to the defense of the movie Rudy.
The defense of the movie, not the man. And we can get into Eruzione and all those.
You're separating the movie from the man. Got it.
Movie from the man, and you just you just take your college kid who just a kid with a dream, and he gets into a game and gets a sack. I don't care if the jersey thing didn't happen. I don't care if Joe Montana said the whole getting carried off on his shoulders was a big prank. You know what? Yeah. I don't have a sack. I don't have a sack for Notre Dame. Steve, do you have a sack for Notre Dame?
We'll have to settle this. We'll have to do. I can't call it a fight of movies because that name is owned by another company. But we'll have to get you two on. We'll set this up. The tale of two Rudys. We'll get. I'd love to hear this here
for sure. And just last real quick, we got the Irish at USC at the Coliseum this week. I gotta say, I know if Mark Riley's listening, Irish by 1 million. That's going to be a bloodbath at the Coliseum.
I love it. I'll let him know. I think he's tied up tonight, but I'll let him know that you got the Irish tomorrow. It's great, beautiful. Evan, good to have you back here in the calls. I appreciate you calling in, buddy.
All right, Ken. Thank you. Have a good night and happy Thanksgiving.
You too. Happy Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving to all of you. What a wonderful show here tonight. And we got a question here. Kingsport Cal, a channel member for 18 months. Kingsport Cal and I need someone to greenlit the show that is a travel show with me and Kingsport Cal. We are the new version of Larry David and JB Smoove. I just know it. I feel it in my guts. Kingsport Cal says, which is correct, stuffing or dressing? I go stuffing. When someone says, do you want dressing? I'm like, no, I don't need ranch or blue cheese. I'm having turkey. Like, no, dressing. Like it's stuffing. I want it stuffed all up in there. Dressing is too polite. Dressing is too polite for a Thanksgiving or any kind of big holiday meal, whether it's a work party, a family event, going to a friend's house for Christmas or something. Dressing is just a polite option. I want to stuff it all in my food because I'm drizzling gravy all over it like it's some kind of OnlyFans porn video you paid top dollar for. This is what my meal is going to look for. I do not go or arrive at the Thanksgiving dinner table to be polite. I'm there to conquest. It's the spirit of the holiday. It's not a great history, but let's just take all that angst and put it in to our plates of food. I'm there to win a fight, not there to be polite. It's stuffing. That's the answer. That's the final answer. All right. We're out of here tonight. Thanks for listening. Thanks for being part of the show. Don't forget some of our sponsors. Mourner Band, they got a new song out, Truth. Check it out wherever you get your music. Look for Mourner and their song Truth. Matty Gunner at the front there. Our buddy Adam Knight has a great book out, Cowboy Ending. He's got some other books as well, including a young adult book. Follow Adam so you can get updated on all his books. Support artists. It's hard out there for authors, my friends. I can tell you the truth. I have a payment from my publisher that I need desperately, and they literally told me sometime in 2025 you'll get it. Maybe. It's hard to make a living out there. Support authors like Adam Knight. As we said earlier, support authors like Ken Plume and his book, The Art of DuckTales. That's out there as well. And my buddy Aaron Alexovich. If you like the show Invader Zim, he had a large part in that show and crafting the look of that show. He has a new graphic novel out called Shock City. Search for it wherever you get your books and your comics and all those good things. It is a good piece of art for these times. All right, that is it. I'm out of here. You guys, as always, are the best. We'll see you soon. Have a good holiday. No matter what you're doing, let's find a little corner of sanity in these troubled times. We'll be back next week. See you, friends. Bye.